Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking, James Oliver Hacking III. Today is the 4th of April, the, 55th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. I hope you all are having a good day and that you're remembering all the good work that Dr. King did to try to heal this country from its racial history. I will be here for the full hour answering as many of your immigration law-related questions as I can. It looks like we already have a half full waiting room. Wait a minute, Sheldon's here. Hey, Sheldon, haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is well. And we got a very special guest in the waiting room, Nurse Laura. We're going to get to her first. But let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Let us know what's going on with your immigration life. Dayan, I see you're driving. I can't talk to people that are driving their cars or their trucks, so I won't be able to talk while we're driving. I'm going to go ahead and get started here pretty soon. I'll be here until 5 o'clock. Tomorrow we'll do a show at 4:30. So tomorrow we'll start a little bit later at 4:30 because I'm going to be out interviewing my first immigrant-owned restaurant. We're going to do a special segment on Sameem's Afghan restaurant here in St. Louis. We're going to go over and meet with Fahim, who runs Sameem's. And I'll be doing that tomorrow at 3. That won't be live or anything. That's recording with Nick, our new video team member. And then I'll do the show a little bit late tomorrow around 4:30. And I'll do that from the office. All right. So again, let us know where you're watching from. The waiting room is almost full. Let me post it again where you go to ask me a question. I don't usually check the comments, and especially when I am running the board all by myself. Huli is training someone today, one of our new team members, Mariana. So we're happy to have her on board. I'm going to go ahead and get started with Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Jim. How's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Ramadan Kareem.
Thank you.
So I have a question, and I have possibly 2 questions.
Go for it.
So my husband and I got married last year in February, and we filed for my green card through adjustment of status in May 2022.
Yeah.
So the I-130 was approved pretty quickly. It was November 17th, and we live in Seattle, so that's not exactly a really short time for Seattle or other places. Anyway, we got the RFE for the medical the same day. And it was marked as received on December 5th. But the online portal updated on December 30th to show that it was marked as received again.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently that means an officer reviewed it. Apparently, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I heard you say before on the show that people should be worried when it takes more than 4 months for their decision after this kind of RFE. And what should I be worried about?
Well, not worried. I think probably people call saying that they're worried, and I would say don't wait. I'd wait until at least 4 months to start being concerned. It's not worry. I just think that Seattle field office is really slow. Even when we sue them, they're pretty slow to respond to things. I just think they're swamped. So I think you're just waiting. Have you gotten your work and travel card?
Work, but not travel.
And did they approve the I-130 without an interview?
Yes.
Yeah, so work but not travel. Yeah, that makes sense. What's the most important thing to you right now? Like, what are you most concerned about?
To be honest, I already had the ability to work, and not being able to travel home is really, really upsetting to me.
So you've been waiting for advanced parole for 11 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's BS.
Yeah.
You just filed a lawsuit on one of those today. I don't know if that's what you want to do, but otherwise,
yep,
I think
that is. I talked to Emma at your office.
Oh.
So
giddy up.
Yeah, we're wondering when can we sue, and it sounds like about a year, so we'll wait another month, I guess.
Oh, we can do it today. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did. The guy Rohit was on the show on Friday. We're suing just on the work and travel card, and he's only been waiting 7 months.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. So email Emma back and say I was just on with Jim. He said let's go.
Great, that sounds awesome.
All right.
I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
So my identity was stolen last year in September.
That sucks.
Yeah, it did. Someone put in a fraudulent credit card application with my name and my social security number and everything to a bank that I've had an account with since 2016. Unfortunately, I never told them that I was a U.S. citizen or anything because I opened it with my Canadian passport. But this application claimed that I was, and the bank never updated it. Do you think that's maybe what's holding this up?
Nah.
Okay. I'm trying to get a letter from the bank anyway to make sure that that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't sweat it. And if you ever are asked in an interview, have you ever claim to be a U.S. citizen, I think you can say no, I didn't. Some scumbag
Yeah.
pretending they were me.
I have the police report and everything saying that it was fraud. So
You're good.
okay. Well, thanks, Jim. I
Thanks,
appreciate you
Laura.
having me on the show.
See ya. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Thanks for always watching.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Yeah. All right. That was Laura. She's been a long time commenter in the feed. Everybody knows Nurse Laura, so that was great. She was lovely, and we were glad to meet her. Let's say hi to Hamza. Hi, Hamza.
Hey, Jim. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How you doing?
Walaikum salam. I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
Good, man. I have a question regarding the F2A visa.
F2A.
So my wife's
okay.
case. Yeah, I'm a green card holder. So my wife's case is documentarily qualified. It's still at the NVC. And then the interview will take place in Casablanca, Morocco. And then according to April visa bulletin, they retrogress to like September of 2020. And then my wife's priority date is September of 2021. So that's like a year gap in there. Do you know like how long should it take from your experience? Do they usually go current 1 month and then retrogress another month, or?
It's going to be a bit of a roller coaster here for a while, and here's why. So I've been practicing immigration law exclusively since 2008, so 15 years. So for the first 12 years until last month, and then from then until last, so for the first 12 years, all green card cases were delayed. So if a green card person holder filed for their spouse, there was a backlog. If they filed for their children, same backlog. If they filed for their overage children, obviously there was a long backlog. Well, under Trump, the embassies were so slowed down, and people were not really wanting to come to America, that they became current. And so everybody, including my office and USCIS, has been used to them going along the exact same as US citizens because it's always been current. So I think a lot of people were shocked by the level of the retrogression. And for those of you who don't know, what this means is that in last month's visa bulletin, Hamza's wife's case was current. And then this month, it's because this is a category for which there's a limit. And whenever there's a limit, there's a backlog. And so we've now hit this spot where there are more people wanting green cards or immigrant visas like Hamza's wife than are actually available at the moment, because there's a cap by year on how many of these can be issued. So Hamza's case, even though he's done everything right, even though everything's ready, has now jumped back a year. And you're talking about the final action date, right, Hamza?
Yes.
Yeah. So now that means that
yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. They're taking final action on cases that were filed in September of 2020, which means for the spouses of green card holders sitting in Morocco or sitting around the country or sitting at a USCIS office, if their priority date is after September 2020, like Hamza's wife's, which is September 2021, then the embassy simply can't issue the visa. So yeah, as Nikki says, that really sucked. I know a few people this happened to. So I think, Hamza, in answer to your question, that there's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. I think it might move forward a little bit next time. It might slow down more. It's just hard to tell. Nobody really knows.
Yeah, because I know a friend just has his interview on March the 31st.
Oh.
So for March, that was the last date of March. And then the consular officer told him, after a week, you're going to get your visa. And he was surprised that they sent him an email stating that they will not issue the visa until his date becomes current. So he was so pissed.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah. So I think it's just a wait and see game. All right, Jim. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Hi, Hamza.
Man. Thank you, sir.
Buddy.
Bye, man.
All right, Anna's here. Hi, Anna. You're on mute. Anna, you're on mute.
Of course I am.
How you doing? You're fine.
Good. Pleasure to meet you finally.
For
We
sure.
watch your show all the time.
Oh, great. Thanks.
I've been going this immigration process with my husband for almost 5 years now. We got the I-130 approved with an interview that I had to go to. We have the 212 waiver, which was the removal of the deportation, approved within 1 month from the I-30 being approved. But the I-601A, which is the unauthorized entry waiver, we're almost up to 3 years now. And every time we check like the processing time, it just keeps going up and up, more and more time. I guess my question is there something we can submit, like saying what's going on and why are we like taking so long?
So this is really interesting. Today, one of our local attorneys told me that he had heard from a U.S. attorney that they're always going to fight our lawsuits on 601A waivers. I don't know if that's true or not. 3 years sounds ridiculous to me. You might have to sue them over it, but now we're starting to hear they're going to fight those. So I don't know what the problem is with 601As other than this. This is my only theory, and it's not anything that you can take to the bank. I think that 601As were created under President Obama, and Trump tried to screw people over and not let people get them. So I think they've probably put in a bunch of bullshit systems to slow those down, and that's why we're seeing this huge backlog.
Yeah, we submitted in 2020. In March of 2021, it showed that his fingerprints were updated, and ever since it hasn't moved. And it just keeps saying I can submit an inquiry like September, but then as the time goes on, it keeps moving up and up. So I did have a lawyer for that. I don't know if I should go to her and say, send an inquiry yourself, or can I do it? I don't know.
You can, but nothing's going to happen.
Just keep waiting, right?
Or sue them. But like I said, they said they're going to fight our suit. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Right. And there's nothing in the meantime that he can get to like authorization to work, not until that's approved. All right.
Sorry, Anna.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day. Sorry about that. Sometimes I wish I could give a lot more help than I actually can. Dayon's here. Hey, Dayon.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
Good, thanks. So I'm the beneficiary, and my wife is the U.S. citizen. My lawyer told me that I cannot get advance parole because I was out of status when I applied. Is that true?
Well, legally you can get advance parole, but that's probably it's not that you can't get it, it's that you shouldn't get it. Unless you have an emergency. So like we always apply for it, but we would tell you don't go unless you absolutely have to.
So it's a big risk. I shouldn't risk it.
My advice would be to not risk it unless like somebody's dying, but you'd have to get advance parole first. So we always apply for it, but we encourage our clients not to use it unless they actually absolutely have to.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks for pulling over. See you, buddy. All right. Maruf is here. What do you say, Maruf?
Hey, Jay, you don't mind if I cut off the camera, right?
You're fine, buddy.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for picking up my call today. All right.
Great.
I'm the beneficiary, and my wife is U.S. citizen, and she's in the U.S. Army. And I have a couple questions about my case. I haven't submitted yet, but I have some kind of worry. So my wife and I came here as international student in 2016. Since then, I'm still international student. I've never been out of status. So we have been married since almost 3 years. May 16th of this year is going to turn 3 years. So we married 2020. So we filed our tax together 2019, 2020, 2021, and this year, so 2022. So the first question is, should I include 2019 or just for the last 3 years, meaning that it's going to be 2020, 2021, and 22? That's the first question.
If you have 22 done, then I would do 20, 21, and 22.
2021 and 22. So I don't have to include 2019, right?
Right.
All right, thank you. The second question, how many passport photo do I need for all the forms?
2.
2 for the
Two.
I-130?
Mm-hmm.
What about the 485?
They'll do all that stuff at your biometrics. All you need is 2.
Okay, all right. Okay, I have a question about the advanced parole. Since that I've been here for almost 7 years and I really want to go visit my family back home, do you think they can use that if I claim that I want to go and visit my family because I've been here for 7 years? Can they really think about that and give me the advance parole? Do you think it's a good reason to go and visit the family
Sure, that's what we put all the
based
time.
based on the fact that I've been here for 7 years?
Yeah, that's fine. That's a fine reason to get advanced parole.
Yeah, my question is, do you think they're gonna give it to me because of that?
Yeah, you mean, do I think that's a valid reason to request advanced parole?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Oh, wait, I have a question about the money order. What should I write on the money order, and where do I go to get a money order? Can I go everywhere?
Don't do a money order. Go to the bank and get cashier's checks, 2 of them. One for 535, one for 1225, made out to U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
So you say one for 885?
No, 535
Okay,
and 1225.
and 1225.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1225. All right. And what should I write on the cash? U.S. Homeland Security Department.
So U.S. Department, it says in the instructions, you should read the instructions. It says U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Okay.
And on the 535, you should write I-130 form. And for the 1225, you should write I-485 form. Is that it? All right, that'll do it for Maruf. Am I still connected? Can somebody in the waiting room wave or make a face so I know there's people here? Okay, perfect. All right, Mohammed's here. Hi, Mohammed.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
Yeah, just I have a quick question.
Go for it.
I have some friend, his wife get her visa, and he has a mistake in the middle name, just like one letter, so one character. Does that make any difference?
No.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
That's it?
That's it.
That was easy. Thanks, Mohammed. All right, Charu's here. Hi, Charu.
Hi, Jim. Thanks
How
for
are you?
coming up. Good.
Sure.
Yeah. So I am on L1B individual visa, which is maxing out 2024 February.
Did you say L1?
L1B individual.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and it's maxing out in Feb 2024. I have another extension coming up by September end. So I was just exploring options here. I tried for H1B lottery this year, but it didn't get picked up. So I wanted to understand what are the options for me.
Is the employer willing to sponsor you for a green card or no?
No.
Well, I mean, then you come back to the 4 regular ways to stay: employment, family, diversity visa. What country are you from?
India.
So you can't get diversity visa, and then asylum. Do you fear going back home? Is something bad going to happen to you if you go back home?
No.
So all you have is work. The only way you're going to be able to stay is if you find a sponsor.
Yes. CPT. How about the CPT? I heard if I go for the day 1 CPT, I can still work. Is that an option to explore?
So who's that little person whispering? Is that a little fake lawyer I hear?
No, he's my husband.
Hi. No, First Day CPT. Look up First Day CPT on my channel. I hate First Day CPT. First Day CPT is one of the top 3 fraud things USCIS is looking at right now. Oh. They understand that people who are on an L1B individual who apply for an H1B and don't get selected and then pick First Day CPT are not really interested in getting a degree or an education, but are instead only interested in staying in the United States and working. And then they punish you for the rest of your life on your immigration history.
Oh, okay. I thought so. Yeah.
So don't do that.
Okay. So is there any other options?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Sorry, Charu. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Farhan is here. Hi, Farhan.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing good. I got a question for my friend's husband. He got his I-140 approved, and his 485 is pending at this stage. And he went to India for his H-1B visa renewal. Went to the New Delhi embassy to get the visa stamp for the re-entry, but instead of approval, he got a 221G. And after investigating, we found out that he had a DUI back in 2018. So do you think that is the root cause of the issue? And, what is the chance of approval or refusal of the case?
I think he needs to apply for an immigrant visa and pay and file a DS-260. I don't think he's coming on that visit visa, or I'm sorry, on the H-1B.
Ouch.
This is why I tell people all the time. People call me up and they say, Jim, I need to go back to India. I haven't seen my family for a while. I really need to see my mother. And it's been 8 years since I've been gone. Do you think there'll be a problem if I go back to get a stamp on my H-1B? Everyone tells me how easy it is.
Mhm.
And I say, yeah, there's a 95% chance that it'll be fine, but there's a 5% chance that it won't. So how long has this person been stuck outside the United States?
Since February.
And what does the employer say? Is the employer pissed that they're
The
stuck?
employer is letting him work for now because of the administrative processing. They're like, okay, I mean, we'll let you work, but I mean, if he gets refused, then that's going to be the end of his employment. So
Right, this is why I tell people, you say you want to go and get that stamp, but it's too risky and you miss losing your job. I don't think they're going to lift. They might not outright refuse it, but I don't think they're going to approve it either.
ouch. Okay. All right. So I have another case for myself. I'm on F1 OPT,
Okay,
and I'm working on a remote-based job. And I have plans to travel to India in October to spend time with my mother. So I got two questions in that. First, can I work in India while being employed in the US on OPT?
Yes.
And second is for re-entry, I have all my documents. Like I have my visa, I-20, travel signature, EAD, everything. So
The
can I
visa is
still work?
current? The visa is current?
Yes,
And you're on your initial grant of OPT or on STEM extension?
initial,
And when does your OPT expire?
February of 2024.
And how long will you be gone?
Probably 2 months.
That's a long time. Can you cut it a little shorter? Because 2 months, if you leave in October, that means you're coming back in December, which is 2 months before. Are you in a STEM field, or are you going to do the STEM extension?
Yeah, I'm going to do STEM extension. Yeah.
That'll all be on file before you leave.
Yes.
So bring that documentation too. I mean, I think you have a better chance than your DUI friend of getting to come back, and you don't have to get a stamp in your passport. So you're just talking about CBP. I think you'll be okay.
Okay, fine. So your recommendation is I just need to get my STEM OPT thing sorted before leaving.
Well, at least on file, and bring proof of that.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye, Farhan. See ya.
Bye. Take care.
Yep, you too. All right, Mohammed's here. Hi, Mohammed. Mohammed, are you still here? All right, Mohammed is not here. Oh, BS is back. Hi, BS.
Hey, Jim, thank you so much. Good news is I got the citizenship interview. I remember you told me 7 or 8 months, but luckily, fortunately, I got the citizenship interview for May 1st within a 3 month.
Nice.
So I would like to say thank you so much for your guidance and help. So, yeah, I got the interview date on the morning, like 8:50 a.m. in the morning. What do you say? I was just wondering, sir, what do you say, like same day oath ceremony here in Denver field office? What do you say, sir?
I hate that field office.
Oh, you don't like it?
I have a video. Look on the channel. There's a channel where I talk about how bad the Denver field office is. I'm sure it's fine, but I had a bad day there. So I made a video about how much I don't like them. But I think you'll be fine. Is there anything you're worried about?
The another thing is, like, I do not that much worry about interview, but I forgot to register for a selective service. But the thing is, I did little bit research about that, and then I requested the SSI in later from the selective service, and then they wrote me later, and I already upload that on my N400 portal. So I think I should be fine, sir, right?
How old are you?
I'm right now running 29. When I got the green card, my age was 25 years, 4 months.
Yeah. And so you're gonna write a letter asking them to forgive you for not registering, right?
Yes, I already requested the letter with the selective service system, and then they send me later, and I have a letter from them, like status information letters, name
No,
called
that's not what I'm talking about. I want there to be a letter from you that says, "Dear USCIS, I am applying for citizenship. I did not know that I was supposed to register for selective service. I thought that I was too old for selective service. If I had known about selective service, I would have registered. And I love this country and can't wait to protect it and serve it and all that stuff." So
yes,
this is a letter from you, not from them.
Oh, I do have a letter too. I do last time. Remember we talked about that, and I do have a letter that was as well.
Okay, great.
So I should be fine, sir.
I think you're in good shape, BS.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you do the community. Really appreciate your time and effort. God bless you. Thank you, sir.
See you, buddy. Raheel is here. Hi, Raheel.
Jim, how are you doing? Thank you for taking, man, and really want to thank you, for doing this work for the community.
Yep.
So I have a question. I have a little bit complicated case. I came here in 2016 on a student visa. I studied 3 semesters in Virginia. Then I dropped out and out of school. And then a few months later, the school I was attending got shut down because they lost its accreditation. Then I lived in a few different states. And in Maryland, I met my wife. We got married. She's a U.S. citizen. So we filed for my paperwork, marriage-based green card in August 2021. Then a month later, I did my fingerprinting, the biometrics. But 6 months later, in April 2022, I had an encounter with Maryland State Police. They ran my ID and arrested me because I had an active arrest warrant from Virginia for money laundering.
Yikes.
Yeah, which I wasn't aware about, and I did not know about that. And then Maryland released me on bail, and I went to Virginia. I hired a criminal defense attorney.
Was it a federal charge or a state charge?
It was a federal charges for it didn't go to the federal court because it was still in Virginia state, but it was 2 felonies. Firstly, it was in the district court, but my lawyer said, the criminal attorney said that they are gonna, most likely take it to the circuit court. But what happened, luckily, thank God, my case got dismissed, and even if went to the first hearing, I didn't have to appear in the first hearing before it went. The state's attorney in Virginia, they dismissed the case, and the judge dismissed the case and dropped all charges. And then, yeah, I'm grateful for that. And then in October 2022, NBC approved, National Benefit Center approved my employment authorization card and I-130. I was glad and happy that, I have an employment authorization card and my I-130 got approved. And also they sent my case to Baltimore field office. Baltimore sent me an RFE for medical, which I responded within time frame and sent it back to them. And it shows actively under review since November 2022. But now, last week, I received a denial notice for I-131 for the advanced parole from the National Benefit Center from Missouri. So, and the reason that I-131, the advanced parole, has been denied, it says the reason is that USCIS records indicate that my visa has been revoked because I may be inadmissible for the immigration benefits by fraud and misrepresentation.
Ruh-roh. Okay.
So I have an immigration attorney, and I talked to her. She said I was very concerned about this. I was worried about this, and I'm trying because I could not figure out like what why my visa was revoked. Either like was it on the that I did not continue going to school, or was it because I had the criminal case when we were filing I-485, which I did not know about these money laundering charges. So I did not. So I wasn't aware of this. So I said that I don't have any charges and I don't have an arrest warrant at that time.
But they only denied the I-131, right?
Right. They only denied I-131. I-485 is still saying it's in Baltimore field office.
Mm-hmm. So what's
So
the question?
the question is that is there any way that I can get the information, like what exactly USCI is saying that I lied about?
Well, you can and should request a copy of the file through the Freedom of Information Act.
Okay, the freedom. Yeah, I've heard you talking about the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, going online and asking about that.
Why did your school lose its accreditation?
It was under scrutiny about because they were having a lot of international students coming in.
That's
And
that's the fraud. What's the name of the school? Well, actually, no. Hold on. Don't say, because I got in really big trouble for bad mouthing a certain university.
It's already been shut down for like since like 2018.
Okay. Well, let me just say this. You've got a lot going on with your immigration case. You've got the fact that you dropped out of school. You've got the fact that you went to a school that lost its accreditation, and then you got a school that lost its accreditation because of immigration shenanigans. You've got a 485 that's been pending for a really long time, and that during the pendency of the 485, you were charged with some pretty serious crimes. What country are you from?
I'm from India.
And I think that the green card interview, I mean, Baltimore, they're not a bunch of jerks. They don't play games. They're pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that they're going to sit on your case for a while until you either get divorced or you sue them. I don't think they're going to voluntarily give you a green card. I think you're going to have to really be ready for your interview. I think there's a good chance that they're going to come at you pretty hard at your interview, and that they're going to feel like they have a lot to talk about. They want to talk about that school. They want to talk about the charges. I think you're going to have to be super well prepared in how you answer each and every single question. I think you're going to have an attorney that's really ready to be sort of an advocate during the interview, because they might try to get you to admit that the things that you were charged with in criminal court were actually things that you did. And that even though the charges were dropped, they might still look at it as a way to keep you from getting your green card. So I think you have a high road to hoe, a lot to do to get this thing approved.
So I was also thinking about this, sir, that in the event, like before that question, my next question was when would I be eligible to file for the mandamus for I-485, for like to sue them for I-485?
Now?
Yeah,
but I'd want to get your file first, I think.
Get the file from the FOIA?
Yeah, because otherwise you're operating in the dark.
Right.
You want to see what they have up their sleeve before you file the lawsuit.
Okay, because it's been like a year, August 2021, since I filed the paperwork. It's been like a year.
You've waited plenty long, but I mean, we could sue blind, but I don't like doing that because you're going to get a green card interview, and it'd be much better for you to go in getting as much as you can ahead of time out of their file than waiting for or then filing a lawsuit and then just letting them come after you.
Right. So yeah, that's what I would do first thing first, that I would get the
Here's a question. Somebody wants to know, how do you not know about a money laundering charge? That's an interesting question.
That was because to be honest with you, I did not know, because when I was in Virginia, because I was, happened was when I was in Virginia, I stayed in Virginia, and then my school was in Virginia. And while I was staying in Virginia, I was working for this guy who I was met online, and who was telling me like, hey, just go to the stores and just get like cards, like convert like cards into different gift cards. So I did that. One time I was the store people called the police on us, me and my friend, and they asked me questions and got my information. And then after that, they said that they were investigating. Then like a month later, my school, before my school shut down, I left the school. So I moved to a different state, and I did not know about, and then I was moving to few different states. I was traveling. I went to Georgia, I went to Iowa, and 2, 3 other states. I never had a problem. I was driving on Indian driver's license. I was flying on Indian passport, and I went to California and came back. But when I was at the event in Maryland State Police, I was at the occurrence where the police was called, and I was not directly involved in that. And they ran my ID, and it came up as that I have an arrest warrant. And then when they took me to the police station, they gave me a piece of paper that I have these charges. That I'm a fugitive from Virginia. So I explained this to when I at my bail hearing. I explained this to the judge that I did not know anything about it. I'm willing to go to Virginia and take care of this. So they released me on an unsecured bond. That I can go there with a condition that to take care of this. And I was under compliance. I complied with that condition. I went there to Virginia and hired a criminal defense attorney. We went there, and the case didn't even go to first hearing. It just dropped. I mean, I'm glad. I'm grateful, first of all, that that it was dropped. I also asked my criminal attorney that is there any chance that I should get like a detailed information, like why was it filed, who was filing, and how did they get mine, on what basis that was the probable cause or something like that. So my criminal attorney told me that let the sleeping dog sleep. Don't worry about that. So I didn't go because I was able to get my case expunged. So I was looking after the expungement, and I also got it expunged. And the judge in Virginia, they granted me the expungement for the cases for those charges.
Okay, well, I don't think USCIS is gonna. I think USCIS is gonna try to keep you from getting your green card because they're gonna think you were part of that gift card scam, and I think you've got a really hard road to hoe.
Okay. So they think that I'm a part of the gift card scam, even though I was,
and that you were part of the international fake university scam too.
Oh yeah, because I was enrolled into one.
Yep.
So what do you think? What do you suggest me to do? What should I do?
Again, you need to get your complete file from USCIS, see what's in there. I would not have expunged the criminal record. I would have gotten all the criminal. I would not have said what your attorney said, which is let sleeping dogs lie. I would want every piece of paper that's known to man about you, about your case, about what happened to it. I'd put it all together, and then I would see whether or not it's safe for you to keep going with your green card. I mean, what does your spouse say about all this stuff? Does your spouse know about all this?
Yeah, she knows all about it. I mean, we were even also discussing the situation that when when push comes to shove, she wants to go to. I mean, if I get deported or something, like she will come to me and stay with me in India.
Well, I think you need a badass lawyer is what I think. You need someone that's going to really dig into this. It's a big, stinky mess of a case. I think the chances of success are pretty low.
Because my immigration attorney, she told me don't worry about it now. And then the email that she sent me was funny because she said she has seen a lot of these kind of denials, and at the end, we'll just go away.
We'll just what?
It will just go away when it comes to 485. And I was very scared about this. I mean, I'm concerned about it. I'm losing my. I mean, I can't sleep and all that.
So, I mean, let me just walk you through how I think the interview will go. So thanks so much for coming in today. I'm glad we're going to go over your application. I'm going to check out some things. And I want to know, have you ever, I don't want you to answer these questions. I'm just telling you the way I think it's going to go.
Okay.
Have you ever been arrested? Have you ever been cited, charged, or detained? Have you ever committed a crime or offense for which you've not been arrested? I think that they're going to dig deep. And like I said, those criminal charges might have gotten dismissed, but at the same time, they're going to use the information they can get from those criminal cases to ask you whether you did those things. Right? So even though the state dropped the charges, USCIS is not going to like you, and they're going to try to get you to admit that you came to this fake school, that you never really went to school, that you were never really getting a degree, you just came here, and that shortly after you got here, you got involved in a credit card scam or a gift card scam, and that basically we shouldn't believe anything you say, including this marriage that you're saying is real.
If they deny it in this for the same reason, for misrepresentation, what are my options?
Well, they'll probably put you in removal proceedings,
Uh,
and you'll have to fight it out.
by the by like I mean, apologizing and saying that I didn't, even though by 601, because I don't think I misrepresented, but in that case,
But we'll just have to see. And like I said, I don't know what they have.
right.
All right, Rohil, I'm going to move on. Okay, buddy?
All right. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much.
Good luck. That is someone who needs a really good immigration lawyer. All right, let's talk to Melvin. Hey, Melvin.
Hi, Jam. How are you?
Hi, buddy. Are you in the United States?
Yeah, I tried calling you out there, but the line was too long, so I couldn't wait around because I actually have to pay for internet when I'm out there.
Oh, is your spouse here?
Yeah, I came with her.
Nice.
Congrats. I got back yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh, wow. That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What a good job you did.
A little bit of thing. I didn't know that I'm not supposed to bring meat. Unfortunately, when I went out there, I saw some dried meat, which was deer, and I bought some. And it's like, I'm going to take this and I'm going to, eat them and stuff like that. It was dry. It's not raw meat,
Mm-hmm.
And then, when I got to the border yesterday, they decided to put everybody into agriculture. And then they asked me, agriculture, what I brought me. And I said, yeah, I brought dry meat. And they looked in there and took it away and threw it away and then took my passport. And then while everybody was reporting and then return it back to me. So I was trying to find out, is that going to affect me somehow? Because I didn't know.
It's not going to affect any cases, but you might get a ticket in the mail.
Okay.
I had a guy whose mother knew he was getting on the plane, so she wanted to make sure that he had enough to eat, and so she put some oranges or something in his suitcase, and he had to pay like $950.
Oh wow! Well, I guess then I have to be prepared for that.
I hope not.
I hope not. I mean, she was very nice about it, but then she just took my passport because I didn't lie. She asked me about it, and I said, yeah, bro, a little bit of dry meat, something, and then she's like, what meat? And I said, deer, and she saw it, and then she said, she took it away. She said it's not allowed, but she allowed other things like snail, fish and stuff like that, bro. She's like, these are allowed, but the meat is not allowed. And then she took my passport and kind of did some report, and then she gave it back to me and then said, have a safe trip. And I'm like, okay. So
everyone's saying they want some of your meat.
Yeah, if she was gonna give it to me, I was probably gonna eat it right there. I don't care. Because it was dry meat. I ate most of them when I was out there. I didn't really know.
Yeah,
I didn't even supposed to bring them. So it's like I was being honest about it. I didn't know nothing about it at all. But I seen some people bringing oranges, and the reason that happened is there was a dog around, and one lady had brought raw meat. That's why they decided to put everybody into agriculture. And I'm like, is she crazy? Are you nuts? Like, raw meat, and then they asking her what type of meat is this. She doesn't even know.
That's great.
And now they just have to send every international traveler to agriculture. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And this happened at Chicago airport.
Chicago, that's what I was going to ask you. Well, I'm glad everything worked out. I'm glad your wife is here. Did you paid the Ellis fee and now you're just waiting for a green card, right?
Yeah, I paid the same day I got a visa. But one other thing is that when I got a visa, it was just 3 weeks to be expired. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why, in case I didn't come ready to go,
It's because her medical was going to expire. That's why it was 3 weeks.
Okay, because I was like confused. And I'm like, why would they give you a visa that expires on the 7th, this Friday? And I received on the 16th of March. So I was kind of confused. I'm like, this crazy, but then I have to pay like $2,549 on a one-way ticket to come back with her. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Those airlines are really making money right now.
We should give out an award for the person who fought the hardest against USCIS or the State Department without a law degree. And if I was going to give out an award for 2023, that award would go to you. You did an amazing job that most people wouldn't have done. You got not one, but 2 governments to back down. So you should be extremely proud of yourself.
Thank you very much. I still trying to get my stepdaughter here. I think I'm gonna start the paperwork around June because I just got back. I need to get back financially and
Money,
do one
yeah,
or two things.
A one-way ticket. All right, Melvin. Thanks, buddy. Stay in touch, okay?
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Hey, man. Glad to hear it. All right, Melvin's wife is finally here. You wouldn't believe. Go back and watch the old stories of Melvin fighting with those fools in Liberia. That was something else. Let's see what Blanca has to say. Blanca, are you here?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Good
Oh,
afternoon.
yeah, for sure.
Hey, okay. So my husband and I know in the chat I dropped, we've been married since 99. We've been married since 98. I'm a US citizen. We have 5 kids. Unfortunately, him and I had gone to Mexico in 99. He tried to cross the border, claimed false citizenship. You know, the repercussions of doing that. Obviously, I still went ahead, tried to petition. Filed an I-130 like in 2003. It was approved and everything got denied after we went to our interview and all that good stuff. So he's been, undocumented since then. We're still married. We still have 2 minor children. Our first 3 older children are all adults. They're 24, 23, and 21, but we do have a 12-year-old and a 4-year-old. Unfortunately, the first Friday in March, I want to say it was March 3rd, we were out and about buying food. He decided to walk to the neighboring liquor store to go get us something to drink. We were at a local taco truck getting something to eat. And in his little walk towards the liquor store, he was robbed. He was robbed at gunpoint. They busted his head open. They took his wallet and they took all his money, his identifications and everything. And we're hearing, just through the grapevine and just TikTok videos that I've been watching recently, that he may be able to qualify for a U visa. I don't know if he would even have a chance to get through this permanent bar. I just don't even know what to do or what to think. He doesn't have a deportation order. We have his freedom of information. We had requested it a while ago, and he never was issued a deportation order. And we just never really pushed anything immigration-wise because, of the fear of them just mailing one. We are homeowners. We own a home. I actually work for the state of California. He's currently employed too. Our sons work and go to school. And I just don't know if he's just going to forever stay undocumented or what. Would you be able to guide me, kind of point me in the right direction, or what do you think?
My understanding is that a false claim to citizenship keeps you from ever getting any immigration benefit ever whatsoever.
Right.
Including a U visa.
Including a U visa?
I don't know that 100% for sure, but I'm pretty darn sure that that's true.
Okay.
It's one of the one things you can't ever fix. So I don't know that he's ever going to be able to get immigration status with that false claim to citizenship.
I know it sucks. And, he did retract right then and there at the border. As soon as they asked him again, he was like, no, I'm not. And obviously that's when they took him. And it's in his packet that it says, that he did retract, but I don't know what they consider quote unquote a timely retraction. I don't know, it's so technical and so difficult to navigate through this system.
Yeah, for sure. Has he been in any kind of trouble?
None whatsoever, not even a speeding ticket.
And he supports the family?
Yeah. Well, I'm the breadwinner, but he works too.
It might be worth a conversation just because the U visa is sort of a wild card. I'm sorry that happened. Did they find the people that happened to?
No, they didn't. They were all covered up. I wasn't with him. I was waiting in the car because I was waiting for our order. And he's like, I'm just going to walk to the store and get us some drinks. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll wait for you here because, again, I was waiting for our food. And then I got the phone call from the people at the liquor store, and he's there just gushing blood, bleeding, talking about, I was just robbed. And it was such a short distance, and it happened in such a short amount of time. He hadn't even been gone like 10 minutes.
Were the police called?
Yeah, the police were called. He went to the hospital. They stapled him up. It's crazy because they were supposed to send ambulances and stuff to where we were. The cops never got there. They ended up coming to our house close to midnight. They took his statement. They took pictures, and we live in a rough city in California. Crime is just crazy here, and it's just like the cops were like, yeah, this is something that happens practically every day, several times a day. And, he gave a description of what he could, and that was kind of it.
So it's not like they're going to bend over backwards to try to find the people, because I think you actually
No.
need you need an actual investigation of what happened, right? So if there's no investigation and no prosecution, then it's almost impossible to get the U visa. So I think you're still pretty. I think the chances of success are still pretty low.
Okay. Well, that sucks.
Sorry, Blanca. Yep.
Yeah. No, not a problem. Thank
Talk-
you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. That was Blanca. Let's say hi to another Melvin. We got 2 Melvins in a row today. Hi, Melvin.
Hi, Jim. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I have a question. I got a BAWA case. I started last year. I never make a call. That's my wife, U.S. citizen. So I did the BAWA because of her. I never called the police, make any report. So I don't know how a good case is for the BAWA. So, but my question right now is, if I get advance parole, can I get out of the country and come back? And
Go ahead.
if I can do that, that's gonna be a legal reentry because I got here illegally. So how that work?
So you entered without inspection?
Yes.
So advanced parole won't fix that for you. It won't fix that part of the problem for you.
Okay.
And a VAWA case is going to be very difficult if you never called the police. Did your spouse file an I-130 for you?
Yes, and we did the lawsuit with you, but we are splitting up right now. So,
So then Melvin, if I did a lawsuit for you and your spouse, then I can't talk to you about the case without her on the call, and I definitely can't talk about it on camera. But if you want to reach out to your paralegal and say, I need to ask Jim a question, do it that way.
no, I didn't do the case with you. I did a case of
Lawsuit.
a lawsuit because the case was taking too long. Yes.
But then I'm still representing both of you on that kind of a lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
So I have a conflict.
Okay. So
talk to your paralegal and say, I need to just update your paralegal, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye, Melvin. See you, buddy.
Bye.
All right. That was sad. Poor Melvin. Let's say hi to Levi. Hi, Levi. You're on mute.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. So just a little bit of update of my case. I was able to, my wife's immigration is already, interview was already approved in Manila. So that's nice. I do have a question. I'm looking at the USCIS immigration fee, and it's there. It talks about USCIS immigration fee of 220. And is that something that I need to pay?
You're talking about the Ellis fee?
I don't know what it is. It just says here, we will automatically calculate the cost for you when you submit your payment. The USCIS immigration fee is 220. Is that included when I submitted my USCIS fee, the I-130?
No, this is the Ellis fee for the actual green card. You got to pay that before she comes.
But when she was in the interview, the interviewer did not mention about that.
So she still has to pay it. Or you have to pay it. It has to be paid. If you want her to get a green card. If you don't pay it, it's going to cause big problems.
So I thought the visa will be on the what do you call that, on the passport already.
It will. This is for the green card that she gets in the mail.
Card itself.
Mm-hmm.
The card itself. So I have to pay it separately so that. And why do you think it's going to be a problem without that? Without the physical green card?
She'll never get a green card, and her immigration history will get all screwed up.
Oh, okay. But can I do that before or after she comes here?
No, you can't. What's the big deal? It's $220. Just pay the damn fee.
Okay.
I've never had anybody complain. Never in my whole life have I had someone complain about the $220 Ellis fee. Why is this such a big deal?
I was thinking of the timing when I'm gonna do it, and when I'm gonna pay it. Do it now or maybe
Pay it today.
after.
Pay it.
Okay. Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it.
You're almost done. Don't screw it up now.
Okay. I'll
Bye,
pay
Levi.
later.
See you, buddy. All right. Abdul's here. Hi, Abdul. You're on mute.
Hey, Jim.
How are you?
Thanks. I'm good. Thank you. Just gonna be quick. So I think I talked to you before. I have an I-75 interview after a divorce, and I tried to get a lawyer, but like with no success. I probably talked to like 15 different places, more or less. And I decided to go to the interview, and I was just hoping if you have any advice for me.
You mean the interview's coming up?
Yes, the interview is actually tomorrow.
Oh shit! Where? Which field office?
It's on Takwalla, Seattle.
Is that in California?
No, it's in Seattle.
Seattle. Oh, okay. So, walk me through your immigration. Walk me through your immigration.
Okay, so I applied. I came here as a student with F1 visa. I went, through school, never missed a quarter or anything. In 2016, then in 2018, end of 2018, I got married. 2019, in the beginning of the year, I applied for the I-130. I got my green card within 3 months. Then, it was really hard situation because I was studying in Washington State. My wife is from California. COVID happened, a lot of things happened. My dad got sick, things didn't went through, but we went through everything. But after 2 years, I applied for the I-751. Then family problems happened real quick. Within like 3 months, everything, like the divorce happened. They contacted the immigration and they withdraw from the case. The immigration wrote back to me. They said, "Oh, do you wanna change it from like jointly to like individually?" So I did write a statement for them, and I did explain all the evidence that I provide because they had a couple of questions. I wrote back to them. I changed it to like individually, and after like almost 2 years now, they give me an interview for I-751.
So, what country are you from?
From Yemen.
And what is your ex-spouse's racial background?
Oh, she's actually she's close, like she's from the family, but from not really close, from like a little bit far away, like from my mother's side.
She's Arab.
Yeah, she's from Yemen as well.
Okay, that's good. Okay, and for the 751 that you submitted, did you, if I were to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, which is 1 is we submitted very little marital evidence and 10 is we submitted a ton, what would you say?
I would say 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay. And do you have extra evidence that you can bring with you tomorrow?
I don't, because after the divorce, like the divorce literally happened after I submitted my application, and there is like nothing that I can do. Like the bank account was actually, they asked for it to be closed. The only thing I have is like the court for the divorce and like the papers.
Here's the thing. Is this a situation where like the family was involved a lot? It sounds to me like this is one of those family involved situations. You said they. Is that fair to say?
So yeah, for the divorce, I think there was like some pressure on like probably me and my ex-wife.
Who filed for divorce?
They did ask for it, and they did file. So they did ask for it, and we did, the religion divorce papers. I did it, and they filed for it.
If they knocked on her door the day after your interview, if they knocked on your door the day after the interview, on her door, and asked her about you, what would she say about you?
Well, I would believe that they would say the truth. And I would like there is no communication anymore, but I believe in the end it was like a good terms.
I mean, the question I always ask Abdul is red light, yellow light, yellow light, green light. Green light is she wants to help you get your 10-year green card. Yellow is she wants to stay out of it. Red is she wants to actively screw you and has already sent 3 letters to USCIS about what a scumbag you are.
I would say yellow light. They just wanna stay out of it. Possibly
Okay.
green, like yellow toward the green, maybe.
Say that again.
Yellow, but probably like toward the green more because they're still family. They're still related to my mother.
Okay. Okay. I thought you said you had a baby with her, but you didn't. Well, I'm worried about not lots of evidence. I'm worried about. I mean, the good thing is you were always in status before you got married, right?
Yes, always in status. Always went to I graduated from my college. I got my degree. And I actually last year I just focused on working and I did really good with work. I did submit my tax return. I'm probably gonna bring that as well with me. I don't know if that's gonna help for last year.
Yeah. Well, so in answer to your question, what's going to happen at the interview? They're gonna go over your immigration history. They're going to go over your relationship. So you're going to need to explain the whole history of the relationship. Like if I were your lawyer, I would have written up a 7-page statement about why you fell in love, how great the relationship was, how everything looked good, and then all of a sudden, all about how it went downhill. So you want to be able to tell that story. So you want to don't rush to the end. Talk about all the good stuff too, right? Talk about how the relationship was, how it grew, all that stuff, and then and you and she are not first cousins, right?
No.
Okay, good. So other than that, I think that's all you can do is just walk through the relationship and that's it.
Okay. So I got suggestion from one of the lawyers that they couldn't come, but they gave me suggestions. They told me just go to the interview if everything seems fine. Just go with the flow. Don't ask don't over answer. Just what they ask you, answer it.
Always.
But if it seems like there's some trick or anything, or if they probably maybe have the family probably have any claims or any litigation, I can just step back and say, hey, I had a lawyer but they couldn't come. Can I reschedule?
Well, I don't think you can ask to reschedule it once it starts. I don't think it works that way. I think you can either ask for it to be. I mean, I don't really like when you have a case that originated as a 751 joint that is then being converted. I'd rather. What I thought you were going to say is that the lawyer said withdraw if it goes badly, tell them you want to withdraw it, and then file a whole new case with a lawyer who does it upright, because I don't think you did it upright.
Okay. So your suggestion is just write a statement or having a statement to explain all the
or at least it's probably too late to do a statement now, but you need to prepare and you need to be able to tell the whole story.
Okay. And worst case scenario, if I get denied, I think I heard I saw so many video of yours, and one of them said if you get denied, just reapply again right away for the I-751.
That's what I would do.
Okay. Well, sounds good. Thank you so much, Jim. Thanks for taking
my call.
Abdul,
let us know how it goes. See you, buddy.
Well,
all right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. If you want to join us tomorrow, we'll be at 4:30 tomorrow, 4:30 Central tomorrow, not 4. So we're going to start a half hour late because I'll be doing some other work. And I'll see you tomorrow at 4:30. Have a great night and peace.